everyone, it's Sam here. Today I'm going to show you how to make this napkin corner fold card. I've got quite a few napkin folds already. I'll put them in a playlist. If it's not coming up now, it'll be at the end of the video. And I thought it'd be nice to revisit. I've seen a few like this before, but I wanted to add a stand. So rather than a card blank, I popped a stand on the back. I thought it was quite interesting. Basically, you just lift up the corner and you have that fun fold. And that's that napkin fold. I've done it in all four corners before, and I've done a bigger one as well. Like I said, check out the playlist. But I thought this looked very sweet. I can personalise it later on if I want, and I think it's great for a gift card as well. Of course, it doesn't have to be Christmas. I think this would make a nice birthday card, especially if you're adding that gift card inside. Got my matching envelope there as well. It's very easy to make. You don't need any specialty dies, so let's get started. So the products I'm using today are the papers from my show-stopping Christmas pack, and I think I've gone for this one here and the large dots. And then sentiments, I'm going to have the Candy Cane Wishes and Mistletoe Kisses, because I'm using the gorgeous candy cane there as my topper stamp. There's loads of ones here, and you've got your cute Christmas ones there as well. They would all work really nicely, but you know, it doesn't have to be a Christmas card. I think this will work for many occasions. Already made my envelope there using some Christmas stamps, and then I've already got all the pieces ready to go here. So you want to cut yourself a piece of 8 by 10. Along the 8-inch side, you're going to score at 3 1/4, and then rotate it along the long side and score at 6 3/4. Okay, fold those lines like so. And then what you want to also do is along that 8-inch side where you've already just scored at 3 1/4, just put a little marker at 6 1/2, and then rotate, and along the long side you would have already scored at 6 3/4, just put a little marker at 3 1/2, and you're going to join the 3 1/2 and the 6 1/2. I just find a track in my scoreboard, so I'm going to use my 6-inch track, keep my stylus in the track, line up the top with the 6-inch, and then line up the bottom where my stylus is, and that way I know I've got my perfect line. And you want it to go right through the crossover there of those other two score lines. Okay, this section here is just under 5 by 7 because it's going to sit onto this piece, which is 5 by 7, so you can cut that piece. And then what you want to do is, you would have already folded them, just fold them again, and then fold over your diagonal, fold it back kind of both ways. This is a 230 GSM cardstock. Go for something softer. I always say that when you're working with angles and points, have a softer cardstock. And then you want to pull in the diagonal. So if you fold these sections to their valley folds, this diagonal needs to be a mountain. As you bring that over, these will be valley folds, and you'll get that little square in the top left corner. So we're going to stick this onto this piece here, and you'll see you get your border. So I'll do that next. Then for the stand, so you can stick this onto a card blank, but I liked the idea of inside here where I will have my message, and then that will dangle down. Once we've added all the decoration, it will weigh it down a bit more. So I thought having a card blank as well, you've got a lot of space. So if maybe you've got a work colleague or something and you want that, then great. You could also put a gift card in there and then have your message in the card blank. If you want to make that a bit easier for yourself, this was a piece of scrap. You could score to do 4, 8, 9 and 10, and then have your 1/2 inch. So do 10 1/2. Yeah, as long as you've got something that looks like this. So you've got 2 equal sides, main panels, because you need enough support, because that's a 7-inch tool. So I just wanted a nice piece there. So it's just over halfway. And then I've got the stand bit in the middle there. So you can see how the tab, you're making a little tent. Okay, so you might want to change it a little bit, but yeah, piece of 10 1/2 by just under 5, and score at 4, 8, 9 and 10. And then you're going to run a little glue just on the tab. I'm going to use the construction glue on all of this, so it adds lots of strength. This is 300 GSM weight that I've used for this bit. And then I'm going to have the side with the join, and that's going to stick behind this one here. Cover this whole section. And then you want to line this up with the base, like so. Just make sure it sits nice and flush, like so, and you'll be able to pull it out. It should stand up. So now, like I said, we need to weigh this down a little bit. So whilst that's drying, get rid of that. I've cut myself here my big panel And this is going to go, if I open this up, this is going to go inside here. And then I'm going to have the candy cane wishes and mistletoe kisses, like so. And that's where then I can write my message. So this is a piece of, the white card is 4.5 by 6.5. And then the pattern paper is 4.25 by 6.25. And then this piece is 3.25 by 4 3/4. So stick those down. Then I've got this piece which I'm going to stick inside there, and this is 3 by 3, and I've got another piece of 3 by 3 for the other side as well. Well, actually the image is exactly the same, so stick those down. Okay, you can decorate all these as well if you want, but I'm not going to. Make sure you get your direction right. Good job. This glue doesn't dry instantly. There we go. So you lift that one up, and then that one is inside. And then I have cut myself this piece to go in here, which is 3 by 3.25. You could do a shape that goes right up in there, or cut little triangles. Again, I'm just trying to make this easy, and I kind of like the squares. And then this one is going to go into that section there, and that is 1.25 by 3. So stick those down. Okay, and then this one here, this piece is the same size as that one there, so 3.5 by 5. And then the white piece is 3.25 by 4 3/4. And you just want to line that up so you've got the same border, or amount on each side there. So 3/4 and 3/4 on each side, and then just make sure it's about 1 inch from the top and the bottom. But the idea is that that corner covers this corner here, and you get to see that little cute design there. So with this one, you're just sticking it over there. So I'm going to add, what I might do is, I've got a pencil here, and I'm just going to put a little line just under there and just under there, and then I know that I can add my glue in that section. You could always add the glue just to the corner of the other piece, but you don't want to risk getting any glue onto these bits, so I think this way is a bit easier. And then just lay that back down where my pencil marks are, and then just give that some time to dry. Okay, so there is the finished card. And I'll just show you the envelope. Just tied in the colours that match the candy cane there, which is very, very cute. All your space there on the back. You can see the stand does all fold down. That will still fit in a standard envelope, but you may, want to pop it in a padded envelope, but it does, go in there fine. And it stands up nicely because of all the weight now from the design. The recipient will know exactly what to do because they're going to see that this is, lifted, and then you've got all that space inside. Again, like I said, I think it's going to be really good for a gift card, and you could still add that now over the top of this, so when they lift the gift card off, they see that message. So a couple of places to write your message if you want. Like I said, optional if you want to cover all those pieces. I may well, when I do end up sending it, we'll see. Depends how much of the paper I've got left, but I think it's a really interesting fold, another take on that napkin fold design as well. So I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial from me today. As always, I will share all of the links to the products in the description box below. I have a playlist coming up now of other fold similar like this cards if you want to go and watch that next. Make sure you give me a thumbs up if you've enjoyed the video, and drop me a comment as well because I really do enjoy reading them. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.